All right, we are live after some slight technical challenges.
We are here and ready for you.
All right, so Nikki's going to talk while I get the actual audio program set up for the podcast. She's going to chat with you on video.
Yes, I am. Wellness and Weight Loss for Women, episode 7. Coming at you today. We are in the St. John's studio, getting ready to go here. We've got a lot of good things to talk about today, as Joey's getting set up here. I've got some studio housekeeping for our internal ladies that actually can kind of apply to our internationalists and people that aren't here. So we'll hold off on that until we get going on the podcast here.
All right, we're recording.
We are live.
Welcome to episode 7 of the Wellness and Weight Loss for Women podcast. I'm Joey Atlas.
And I'm Nikki Doherty.
And we're trying to adjust our voices here because I can speak loudly sometimes, okay, and it's been creating an issue on the audio podcast, but we've been having to speak to get the message over to the camera that's recording us on Facebook Live right now that we may all be watching a year or 5 years from now on YouTube or somewhere else. So bear with us as we adjust our decibel levels and get the right mix of things here. So this is episode 7.
Episode 7.
7 in. And we've got a really cool list of things to talk about today. But I want to see if there's any housekeeping from Nick here. Nick, do we have any housekeeping to cover?
I've got one really cool company that we're working with. We can go over that studio-wise,
okay,
and then we can get into everything else.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. All right, so St. John's Cares. If you're local, we are in the St. John's County of Florida. But we worked with them in years past as well to help people, the homeless in need. So I've got a flyer here that you may be able to see on the video version. If not, I'll talk about it. And our current clients, I'll send you guys an email. But St. John's Care has partnered with I Support the Girls. Have you heard of I Support the Girls?
I have.
Awesome. So there's tons of places across the states and also internationally that do this. But what they're running now, a campaign, is in October for bras, feminine hygiene products, hotel toiletries, and the like through the month of October for women and teens that are homeless. Okay. So a lot of things that we don't think about in terms of, girls getting their period, but they are homeless, and it's a real issue that's going on. We're trying to support our local community. So here in the studio, we've got a basket that we want to fill up with bras. It can be gently used, maternity training, sports bras, regular bras, tampons, pads, liners. It doesn't have to be in a box. That box can be open, but it does have to be individually wrapped. So if you're local in the St. John's community, you can drop it off in our basket at our studio. If you are not local but do want to support this awesome mission, go to isupportthegirls.org, find the location nearest to you, and help out, because everything here, it's a great program, goes to people that really need it.
Yeah, I think lots of times we take for granted how much of the simple things we have in life, when it's hard to realize that there are a lot of people out there that just don't have the basics at very critical times of their life. So doing things like this and helping support it and spread the message, it's a way for us to make an impact on somebody's life and many lives sometimes.
Absolutely. So whole month of October. If you're not local, isupportthegirls.org. If you are local, even if you don't come to the studio yet, you may not be a client, come by, meet us, drop it off in the bin.
Yep, the bin right out front there. So.
And that is my one housekeeping.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to get right into the good stuff now. The better stuff, the other stuff. All right, what do we have? Where are we starting?
So, let's see. Let me bring over our outline. I do want to talk about your medical exam results. You had an overview, right?
Yeah. So everything is right here. And for anybody listening on the audio part, you can't see what I'm holding in my hand. It's a full folder. I haven't fully dissected my numbers. So I'm going to do the summary version today, and then the next week or two I'm going to go deeper. Essentially, Dr. Osborne is my doctor. He does the annuals for me, does everything else for me. Overall, he said, all factors considered, this year you are even better than last year. And last year was an improvement year over year for the last 5 or 6 years. So we went through the numbers, the specifics, and look at the things that indicate what means better than last year. That being said, there are several markers that we don't call them red flags, they're just yellow flags. Some things we want to pay attention to. And this is one of the reasons why I'm a big advocate of male and female getting annuals every year, hence annual, instead of like every 3 years or 2 years or whatever. Because it's one thing to know that everything is quote unquote okay, but it's another thing to know how things are changing year to year. Even if they're in okay ranges, you need to know where you stand relative to yourself to really know if you're okay. Because if you have things that are changing over the course of 3 years, but you don't know how they've changed or how far they've changed or what direction they've gone, then you really don't know your relative place at that point in time when you get that annual done. So, I mean, I'm surprised at how many people haven't gotten one at the age of like 48. Oh, it's been 5 years or 3 years, or at the age of 54. Oh, I don't remember the last time. It may have been 4 years ago. This is our life we're talking about. Like, I get it that some doctors' opinions are, well, you don't have to get one if nothing's wrong, or some medical organizations, if you're 50 and nothing's been wrong and your family history is okay, you really don't need one. But it's an option. Like, why not take advantage of it? See what's going on inside your body that you can't see by looking in the mirror. So anyway, we have some yellow flags, nothing to be worried about, just things that we're paying attention to because of how they've moved and how far they've moved. Even though they're in good ranges, there's some things we're going to pay attention to. I'm going to talk about some of those. One of them is actually TSH, a thyroid marker, for possible hypothyroidism. Not definite, not even likely, but possibility of an indicator that we're going to keep an eye on. We may actually do another test in 6 months to see where it is. I'm still in a good zone, good range, but the way it moved since last year is something that says to us, hey, pay attention to this, right? And this could be for any health marker, for male or female, it doesn't matter. Any marker should be paid attention to in terms of where was it last time, where is it now, and what does that mean in the scope of things? Do we need to take a closer look, or are we good, right? So that was really it. It was it's awesome when your doctor says, you literally are like a 25-year-old, because some of the things in there tell you where you stack up. Like, you might be 50, which I'm going to be 50 in 6 months, chronologically, but physiologically, you're actually like a fit 25-year-old. And that's the goal. Like, for me, it's not, I want to be good looking on the beach or in my clothes or in my bathing suit or whatever. That's all great, fine, but that's not the priority. That's like a side effect benefit. The real goals are making all these internal numbers show up in ranges that make you look like you're younger than you actually are, internally, health-wise, the vitals. So that's really what the motivation behind all that is. And we'll share more on maybe the next podcast or the one after that. We'll go in a little deeper, and we'll also bring in some of the top, say 3 to 5 or 4, something like that, top markers for women that women should pay attention to, and their timelines, and why they should pay attention to those things, as opposed to the male as well.
Awesome.
But hey, ladies, or guys, if you're watching, we share this so that if you're a woman, which the theme of the show is such, you can say, hey, check out what Joey's paying attention to in terms of his health, his vital stats, and why he's paying attention to that stuff, and how it could possibly help the guys in your family, husband, sons, fathers, whoever, uncles, coworkers, so that everybody benefits.
Yeah, things that you can ask your doctor. And I think what's cool is that you haven't had a perfect picture of your health the whole time.
Right.
So in your later like teens was 20s, you can change those internal markers through what you're putting in your body, and there's different things.
Absolutely. There were times in my life where how I was living, what I was eating, what I was drinking was negatively affecting my vitals. And it was all evident by how I was looking, how I was feeling physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and in my health vitals that we were testing at the doctor's office. And I was going for more than my annual because things were wrong with me. And it was scary. So blood pressure was bad, cholesterol was bad, heart rate was totally not where it should be for me. So these were the challenging times of my life where I let myself go, and I let my surroundings get the better of me, and I let my emotional codependencies on food and drinking be stronger than my pure intentions of health and wellness were. So the point is, it can all be changed. How much and how thoroughly, it depends on the person, but the numbers can change if you're willing to put in the effort, the focus, and the values-based intentions.
Absolutely. All right, yeah, we'll get deeper into that in
For sure.
future episodes to come, for sure. All right, so we've got some client spotlights here. Tell me about Amy C.
Amy C. So Amy C is actually a long-distance client. She is a SCULPTAFIT Home-Gym Founder. So if you're listening on the audio cast, video, people are seeing us point to the home gym system that we have behind us whenever we record these. This is version 5.0. This is what all founders bought last year. So this is what Amy and her family have at their home out west. So she reached out with some questions and good suggestions, and I didn't get her she actually emailed, but I'll call founders when it's a good conversation to be had and there's good info. So we spoke for a while, and one of the things that she had mentioned was that she was loving it, she's doing great, she was consistent for about 6 months, and doing the personal training videos that we have in the portal, following the routines we set up, and she said, I was starting to see results. And even my husband said, wow, like I'm starting to see you change, right? On the outside,
right.
Physical part. And she said what happened was some kind of holiday thing happened, or some kind of life event that typically derails people, which shouldn't, derailed her. And she said, then this happened, and then this happened, and before I knew it, several months went by, and the app that we use for the personal training videos has been updated. They've made some changes on the back end, and it became a little bit confusing for certain people to learn how to use the new rendition of it, even though it's better in certain regards, depending on which device you're using. So she also said, and that was, it was getting clunky for me to figure out how to use the new video portal. And I was like, all right, we got some excuses here that really they're not legit. So we talked it through, and I said, look, you did what we mapped out on the personal training videos consistently. You started seeing changes. Your husband affirmed those changes, which you told me surprised you, and I could hear the surprise in her voice. And then things happened.
Right.
And you're off track, regardless of the exact reasons. None of them that she described to me were like catastrophic, that you would say, yeah, okay, I can see you taking another 3 months off, or being so discombobulated, whatever, right? People in the family get ill, somebody dies, a friend passes away, whatever. There's just be a whole number that you could personally come down with some kind of illness that requires treatment. None of that happened. This was all just like holiday vacation or something else, and it was maybe sick for 3 days, and then the app issue, like other people are using it. They're using the portal, no problem. And we actually kind of nailed it down to her only using it from one of her smartphones. So I helped her with that, and then she talked about getting a bigger tablet so that she can do the things that she was looking to do in the first place in terms of user interface. So anyway, the thing that came out of that was consistency. She said when she was consistent for 6 months, doing our methods, I'm not saying HIIT or CrossFit is what you should be consistent with. If that's what you like doing, that's cool, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking with our methods, and that's why she bought this for her and her family and her husband, because she knew she tried all that other stuff. It was not working for her. It was hurting her. It was just made her feel crummy and not want to exercise, right? Defeated the purpose. So she's following our unique, gentle methodology, low impact, the interval style, and she said I was consistent, and wouldn't you know, things were happening, and then got derailed. The key point is consistency. Choosing good methods of fitness, good nutrition habits, and then being consistent, not getting scattered, not getting off the path, not letting something simple take you off course, which is what most people do 90-something% of the time. They just get distracted and they quote unquote forget that day to work out, and it turns into a week and a month and a year. Consistency is the key. With the right methodology, it's a recipe for absolute success. That's it. It's simple. So consistency is one of the things I wanted to drive home today. It's critical. So we look at consistency as it's just a never-ending thing. It's the lifestyle we choose based on the values, intentions, and the purpose that we're doing all this in the first place for. That's our consistency. It's a lifestyle commitment. So it's not consistent for 6 months or a year or until vacation comes and then I'm done. It's consistency forever.
Habitual.
That's it. That's how I want to live and be and exist. So consistency forever is the catchphrase we're throwing out here.
Consistency forever.
Consistent forever. The other thing is she pulled up one of the newer videos, the newer coaching videos, training videos with the Swiss ball, where I do the back stretch, shoulder stretch sequence, and then actually there's some more in that one. I did a lower body stretch, low back stretch, some of the legs and the glutes, and she said, I went through that. She said, I couldn't believe it. Like, that session is awesome. And she said, I was having, my back was feeling funky and my shoulders were like stressed or feeling tight and achy. And she said, I went through that routine once and it was like, all that's gone. Like, she said, how come we put this in there so that you go in, you get habituated to getting in there, finding the things you like, creating your favorites playlist, et cetera, and so that was the conversation part. What came out of that was me wanting to share, here's somebody who's been working out on and off her whole life, right? And yet there's so many people out in the regular world who are not fitness pros or who are not trainers per se or lifetime extreme fanatics. We've been a mixture of both, right? Fanatics plus professionals. But there are many people out there still trying to figure things out, and you just don't realize how much you don't know until you come across something that's high quality that you try and it helps you. So the stretching on, we have Swiss balls. There's a Swiss ball you can see on the video all the way in the background there.
Camera over here.
Yep, and you can see on our YouTube channels we do some stuff with the Swiss balls for free. You just don't know until you try it. And I still have people that I meet, whether it's casually in the neighborhood or online coaching, they never heard of a Swiss ball. Or I say, oh yeah, I think I've seen those on Amazon or in somewhere else. Are they really good? Do they work? Right? So there's some people doing some weird, crazy stuff with Swiss ball. I mean, I see people squatting on them.
Squatting on them?
Yeah, like you can go find videos on YouTube squatting on Swiss ball with bar and back or kettlebells. Like, no, I'm not saying to use it for that. Like, it's not like you have to be smart, right? So even if you see some guru balancing, fitness guy or girl doing kettlebell squats, standing on a Swiss ball barefoot, I'm not saying to do that. We're not telling you to go do that, right? Again, you have to be wise and smart in the way you use these items and tools and accessories. You can kill yourself on a Swiss ball, or you can extend your life on a Swiss ball and get rid of aches and pains and increase your mobility, your core strength. It's a matter of how you choose to use the tools that we're talking about. So Swiss balls, a lot of people still need to discover them, realize their benefits. That's why we make some of the free videos on the YouTube channel and the personal training videos in the private portal. Because we know when you use the right stuff the right way, you go far.
And for some that may not know, by Swiss ball, yoga balls.
Yoga ball, exercise. Well, actually, yeah. So exercise ball, Swiss ball, yoga ball, dual meaning. Some people think of them as the big balls. They'll use that phrase. Some people think of them as the smaller balls. Yeah. So I think, what else for Amy? Oh, so that was a Swiss ball episode. If you want to see free videos, whether you're local or long distance, go to fitnesstraining.live, fitnesstraining.live, L-I-V-E, not .com, fitnesstraining.live. Go sign up for the free video series. You'll get at least a few exercise videos, at least 1 or 2 cooking videos, some mindset videos, and then other freebies we're going to be adding in along the way. And that'll give you an introduction to the rest of the personal training platform. If you're interested in getting access to everything else, we got a super awesome deal for any of our listeners and viewers, but we're not going to tell you about that here. You got to go get the freebies first, and then you'll see the deal come up where you can get crazy access for you and a family of 5 extra family members can also access your account for one low family fee. But you got to start with the free stuff first. We insist, use the freebies, start getting results, see what our methods mean and how they feel, and then you'll know from there what else you want to do. The other part is she's recommitted to getting back on the horse.
That was my question.
Training on the SCULPTAFIT Home-Gym system, because she said it is awesome. Like, it's totally exceeded her expectations. She loves being able to train at home as a busy mom and wife, that it saves her so much time. She doesn't have to go to the gym, drive back and forth, deal with the weather, deal with the gym characters, the gym drama, all that stuff. In your house, you get your whole fitness center right there. And she says, she agrees, she wants to set the example for her kids. She wants her kids to see what it looks like to take care of yourself every day. And her husband, of course, as well. So she said, okay, how about 6 months I do a update video for you, like a testimonial, here's my progress, you know, show off the gym in the background, the room we have it set up in so people can see it. And I said, no, 6 months is too long. You don't need 6 months. This time you do 3 months the right way. You don't, no games, stay committed, because you told me you want to be on this phone call. And she said, okay, 3 months it is. 3 months I'll be planning on doing a SCULPTAFIT Home-Gym system update progress video of me, my results, just training with these methods on the machine, and we'll share that with everybody.
Awesome. So what was that first initial, what made her change her excuses? Did she call, you called her after an email?
Well, she emailed and she posted in the private, we have a private Facebook group. She posted in there, but it went over my head because I was really busy. But she also sent an email, which I tell
she was getting off track.
Well, no, she just sent an email because she had questions about using the new interface in Portal, and but she's limited to one device. She doesn't have a laptop right now. She is getting a tablet. After we spoke, she's getting a tablet because I made her realize if you use it on a bigger interface, which is still fine on many smartphones, it's still she wanted to be able to skip forward quickly on certain videos instead of having to watch them or try to scroll forward. She wanted a quick forward button, which they're working on re-implementing that.
Okay.
So, where I got off track here.
So basically, my question was.
So yeah, she emailed.
Recommitted. So
yeah,
she
had some.
Recommitted 3 months.
I always ask everybody for feedback. You know, we're always here, always open to feedback, and that's how you improve. So she sent some feedback on how she was doing personally, what she was doing with the home gym system, how she was using the portal, and what she believes as a founding member and user, what could be improved, added, tweaked, or subtracted to make the entire experience even better. And so when I see that, and if I have time in my schedule, I'll just reach out when I have a chance, connect, and we talk, because a lot more comes out in the voice conversation. And so in that, I want to help her get back on track ASAP. So it was kind of like a hybrid coaching call, if you would, weaved in there in a gentle way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So she reached out. And it's just funny because sometimes, you know, when you're losing your consistency, those excuses snowball. So it's, oh, I missed it because I have a really busy work day. Okay.
Right.
Oh, now there's this birthday party coming up. I guess I need to eat this, and then the holiday comes, and then something as small as, oh, well, it's changed an app. Like, I don't, you know, the excuses can get bigger until you cut them.
Yeah. So I mean, we're humans. Human nature is to default to the lazy answer.
Right.
Even for people who have the best intentions and say, I want to be in shape, I want to be fit, I want to be healthy, I want to be strong, this deep human nature wants to derail us. It wants to just make you figure out how to get out of it with yourself. Is that line 2?
That is line 2. If you're calling the studio, I will get back to you right after this call. If you are local in the St. John's area, the studio line is 904-891-3680. If that's you, I will get back to you in about half an hour.
Yes, and speaking of, if you're local and you're new, somebody's sharing this with you, if a current client is sharing this with you, and you're interested in coming in for a complimentary sample class, or even a complimentary personal training session, or a hybrid of both, reach out to Nikki, 904-891-3680. Call or text, or you can come to the website and use the contact form, SCULPTAFIT.com. That's SCULPTAFIT, SCULPTAFIT.com. Use the contact form, or you can go find us on Facebook. Just search SCULPTAFIT on Facebook, and you can connect with the team through there. All the contact info is there. The inbox is there, and we can get you in for a free complimentary sample session and or personal training session if you're interested in focused, personalized, one-on-one time with one of your top coaches here. With Amy, that's where we left off. She's going to pick up. She's going to realize that a lot of what she let derail her is psychological, mental, wasn't actual. She just let human nature take over and find the excuses. And yeah, maybe a little bit of it was legitimate, but as humans, we have to realize, like, things, especially in this day and age, are going to distract us. They're going to try to get us off track, whether it's people, situations, organizations, companies. They want our attention, and other people want us to do what they want to do. And usually other people want us to get off our program because it makes them feel and look like they're slacking. Unless we have friends that are all in the same boat, we support each other, and that's the path we go on. So we have to overcome that deep human nature. It was part of what I went through in the past, overcoming all those things that were derailing me and pulling me down. I had to rise above that psychologically, emotionally, and mentally to not find willpower. Willpower is something we create by choice, as much of it as we want to. So in order to get to that mental state where, no, despite these things distracting me or trying to distract me, or me possibly wanting to just sit on the couch and not do anything, which I don't remember the last time I sat on the couch, we have to just develop a mindset that makes our priorities, and everything else comes after the priorities, period. That's it. Make sense?
Reprogram can happen at any time.
That's it. Reprogramming.
Absolutely. All right, Client Spotlight, Amy. Awesome. Thank you for sharing your story.
Good work, Amy.
All right, now we're moving on. What's in Joey's grocery bag?
What's in the bag? I got a lot of stuff, so we're going to have to narrow this down. So for you new viewers and listeners, for the listeners on the podcast, if you want to see what I'm pulling out of the bag, in addition to me describing it, make sure you go to, let's see, what's the easiest way to get to the YouTube channel? You can go to fitnesstraining.live, enter your info for all the freebies, and we will send you the link directly to the video version of the podcast. Plus, we'll send you the link to my YouTube channel where we got all kinds of other good stuff, and you'll get to see what we're sharing on camera when I pull my empty grocery things out of the What's in Joey's bag, and you'll see what we eat. All right, so the first thing I have is this was a box of 4 organic kiwi fruit.
Yum.
Okay, so it's empty because I ate them all. Come in a nice slider pack here. These were actually from Whole Foods. They're from New Zealand. New Zealand are the originators of the kiwi, I believe. Hence, they call people from New Zealand kiwis.
Makes sense.
But these happen to be sun gold kiwi. So they have more of a yellow color to them. And honestly, if I'm forgetting, I have to say these were the best kiwis I've ever tasted in my life. And I've had a lot of them. A lot of really awesome, amazing ones, the green ones.
Yeah.
Probably just as good. They were different, and they just knocked my socks off because I never had the yellows.
Yeah.
But lots and lots of green, which I'm happy to have the best greens and never have yellow again if that's my choice. But awesome. And so much good stuff in there, fiber, vitamin C, the phytonutrients that are in what we call plant foods, fruits or plants. So, Zespri Organic Sun Gold. Do they have a website? Let's see, ZespriKiwi.com if you want to go check them out. ZespriKiwi, ZespriKiwi.com. And highly recommend those.
Yeah.
What else? I have an empty bag of organic Hass avocados made by or produced by Del Monte. These are organic though, got these at Whole Foods. And I'm a big eater and believer in avocados, many, many health benefits, good fiber, good healthy fat. And I didn't buy any for a while, but my daughter said last week, hey Dad, I really love avocados, which means that she had them at somebody's house, and she comes home, she's like, I really love avocados, can you buy some next time? I'm like, yeah, I'm game for that. Whatever my kids want. The two older ones are out of the house, but this is how it was when they were growing up. Whenever they asked for healthy foods, I bought as much of it as they could eat and keep eating. I always fostered that. So Dara's a good eater. She eats relatively healthy for the most part, way healthier than most average kids are eating these days. So when she looks to expand her palate, I'm all for it. So that's where the empty avocado bag came from. Avocados, awesome health food, life-giving, life-supporting. Highly recommend avocados in the diet. Let's do two more, and then we'll save the rest for next time.
Yeah.
I'm a big espresso coffee drinker. So I usually, for the most part, have been buying Walmart's organic Sumatra dark roast.
Okay.
Walmart, nonetheless, organic.
That's new to me.
Yeah, relatively new to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some of the best espresso coffee I've ever had in my life. And there may be 5 best ones. That's in the category now. The other one, happen to have the package, is Charleston Coffee Roasters Signature Blend Bold Roast. Organic. It's a 2-pound bag I got from Costco. Highly recommended. This was so delicious. I will get more when I do my 6 or 8 week trip to Costco. If they have it, I'm going to get more. Phenomenal in the espresso machine, which means it's probably awesome in just about any coffee machine. Highly recommended. Super delicious and organically grown, which means no pesticides, no herbicides, no synthetic fungicides. And the organic argument will go on for decades and eons. My philosophy is whether you think organic is good or non-organic is just as fine, I don't want to be a guinea pig. And I'm going to err on the side of caution, especially as organics, the prices of organics and the affordability becomes more of a reality, especially like stores like Walmart, Target, Costco, Amazon, making them more readily available at better prices. I'm going to err on the side of caution and put as little pesticides, fungicides, and herbicides into my body as possible. So I usually shop organic. It's probably 90% of the foods that we buy and beverages we buy are organic. And so we'll keep it that way. That's one of those items. What will Final pick. All right, so another Costco golden find. Costco has been carrying lots of organic veggies. They have fruits as well, frozen and fresh. But this is my finished bag of 4 pounds of organic broccoli florets. I usually either steam cook these or steam saute them or a little bit of oil. Lots of different recipe variations and options. If you want to see any of those recipes, go to fitnesstraining.live, sign up for the freebies. We have at least one, maybe a few more freebie recipe videos that show you exactly how to cook what I'm talking about. And if you like that, you'll get more freebies. And if you like that, then you and your family are going to want to sign up for our personal training video portal that has all the personal training sessions for people to do regardless of whether or not you have a SCULPTAFIT Home-Gym system. We've got videos for people who do have it, and we have a whole video library that expands every month with new material for people who don't have the system. That will get you where you want to go and keep you on the path, and we get a lot of new surprises going live in there over the next few months.
I love it.
It all starts for free though, fitnesstraining.live. And if you're local, SCULPTAFIT.com, SCULPTAFIT.com, but you can also go get the freebies if you're local at fitnesstraining.live.
Awesome. And you can then be one of our client spotlights on this
Exactly.
podcast right here.
Which reminds us, if you're listening on the audio podcast or watching on the video, whether it's live in real time or next week, next month, next year, you have questions that you want answered on the show, post them below the Facebook feed. Post them below if you're watching this later on YouTube, or come find us on Facebook at SCULPTAFIT on Facebook. Find us, post your questions there for us. Let us know you're watching the show or listening to the audio podcast, and let us know what your top questions are. We bring them into the show as much as we can fit in, and if not, we'll save them for the next one or the next one.
Yeah, speaking of, we have 2 questions we want to answer real quick before we finish it up here.
Are they for me or for you?
Let's see. First is for me.
Want me to read it?
Second is for you. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. The one for Nikki, Jennifer asks, oh, this is good. I'm going through menopause now. Should I wait? It sounds like she might be local. Should I wait until I'm post-menopause to come join the studio, or is it safe to get started now? Great question.
That is a great question. All right, so Jennifer, if you're listening, we have a lot of women that are going through menopause now. As long as you don't have anything currently that your doctor is telling you do not exercise medically, fitness and exercise is going to help. Absolutely. So we have a lot of our women, again, going through the cycle. Getting a healthy, being in a healthy weight is going to help you. Exercise is going to strengthen your bones, especially here. It's not high impact. We have fans that are keeping you cool. You're inside. We're going to keep you safe. It's going to help your stress levels to come in. You're going to have a community built with women that are doing the same thing around you. So don't wait. Menopause can be hard. It can be very, very hard. We have a lot of women that have shared their stories, and even women that come in because they want to mitigate some of those feelings.
Exercise helps big time.
Huge.
But we'll say, number one, if you're unsure, get doctor's clearance.
Yes.
Even if you don't, if you think, I'm good to go, like, you can try coming in. We'll start you gently. The team will start you gently. But when in doubt, go get checked out, get your doctor's clearance. You can even share our orientation videos that are on the SCULPTAFIT YouTube channel, and they're on the SCULPTAFIT website. If you go to SCULPTAFIT.com, go to the blog in the nav bar, and you will see videos of the actual studio training sessions. Or you can go to the SCULPTAFIT on YouTube and show your doctor. Share all of our stuff with your doctor. Doctors love seeing our approach, our methodology. They realize, these people are onto something because it's safe, it's effective, and they're doing it properly. So share that, get clearance, and then
connect and let's go.
Proper exercise helps mitigate the dealings of menopause. So sets you up for success. Makes it better able to handle it during, and you'll connect with ladies who are going through it right now, who are in here doing it.
Absolutely.
Right?
So don't prolong it. Call me, Jennifer, or anyone else that's going through this. We'll get you a proper fitness program for you. We'll get you the right support.
Great question, though, Jennifer.
Huge. Thank you for asking.
And if you're watching out there or listening again, post your questions for us. The better questions we get, the better answers we'll come up with.
Absolutely. All right. So Joey, I've got one for you now.
Okay.
Karen asks, I heard a low-carb diet was a good way to lose weight fast. So I started doing it about 10 days ago. I've lost a few pounds, maybe 5, but I feel horrible, very weak and irritable. Why is this, and what could I do instead?
Okay, so usually when somebody submits this, we don't have a lot of context. Right? We get the bare bones question. So based on experience, we have some good ideas of how this started, what triggered it. So we'll make some assumptions here that will still help. Let's assume that Karen heard from her hairdresser that her friend did a low-carb diet and lost a lot of weight. So Karen's going to go read some kind of ladies magazine, or she's going to go ask a friend, hey, I heard a low-carb diet makes you lose weight fast, right? Because everybody wants to lose weight fast when they want to lose weight. And then they go to the store, they're buying protein foods, they're buying what they heard, they're buying some of the low-carb brand supplement things, the bars with the chemical sweeteners, the additives. There are things in those that make them low-carb but still super sweet and palatable. There are icky fats in there, food stabilizers. There are some very healthy supplements out there. Most people don't know about them because they get the mass market displays in the supermarkets, and that's what's in front of them. That's what they gravitate toward. So she's feeling crummy because she's going low carb the mass market way, right? We need carbohydrates, period. We need to be exercising to utilize those carbohydrates, right? So you have to have proper exercise in the equation. We have to have reasonable amounts and qualities of carbohydrates, meaning this thing about, oh, low carb diet will make you lose weight. I never see anybody still walking around saying, oh yeah, I'm doing a low carb diet and I've kept all the weight off. There's some people who use that as an onboarding catalyst, but then have changed their ways so that they don't have to stay on a quote unquote low carb diet, right? There are healthy slow carb diets, lower carb diets, but not low to no carbohydrate diets. Carbohydrates are on this earth because it's one of the primary fuels for the human body when it's used properly, right? So when we coach somebody to go from a typical average person, high carbohydrate, high processed, high density carbohydrate diet, like carbs in the morning, loaded up. Carbs at lunch, you get, whether it's a big hoagie roll or a panini fully loaded with a bunch of other stuff and a sugar drink, and then there's going to be more bread, pasta, rice, other carbs at night. That's a high carbohydrate, typical American diet that takes people out of the healthy range, healthy zones. That's what causes health problems. Going lower carbohydrate means we're going to replace and tweak all those bad, highly processed, high dense carbohydrates with high quality, better nutrient profile, more natural, unprocessed carbohydrates in the right amounts, in the right quantities, in the right volume. That means we're also going to be bringing in more vegetables, more salads, more cruciferous items, more fruits that displace a lot of these high volume, highly processed carbohydrate calories that are taking space in a person's daily diet. So it's a change of the type of carbohydrates and a tweaking of the amounts and the qualities of them that mean a better, we call it better carbohydrate or slower burning carbohydrate, as opposed to the mass market diet version of a low carbohydrate or no carbohydrate diet, where then they're buying all proteins and fats and things to trick the body and these supplements that have all the chemical sweeteners and the bars and the shakes. And I'm not against bars and shakes, but what you choose can either kill you or give you life. Two different scenarios here. We're talking about going to the ones that give you life, give you health, give you longevity, and don't make you feel like crap. If you're doing something and you're feeling crummy and you're feeling like you're losing your energy and you're mentally not good, that's a sign. It's a sign you're doing the wrong thing for your body, your brain, and your soul, and you got to change it. So that's why she's been feeling crummy. That's why she has no more energy. That's why she's feeling mentally foggy. It's because she's jumped on a mass market approach to quote-unquote low-carb dieting. That's when diets are bad. When you go on a diet that's built for the mass market, the weight loss treadmill, the yo-yo dieters methodology of low-carb dieting, that's going to stop, and hopefully she listens to this and realizes, okay, I got to stop and I got to switch to what they're talking about. Healthy eating like we know we're supposed to be doing. It's not rocket science. It's a matter of execution and fine-tuning for your personal needs, which is where we help. We have guides, we have free ebooks, we have free shopping lists, and then the coaching we do, we can help people fine-tune if you need personalized coaching to help fine-tune for your lifestyle, your family life, your cooking habits, your shopping habits. We can help you fine-tune that so you create a natural system of eating that doesn't require you to be dieting. You eat the way nature intended us to be eating in the first place. Make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. I think that's going to help out Karen. So speaking of how you can get in contact with us, if you have questions that you want answered here, diet, nutrition, lifestyle, family member questions about fitness, so we'll go back to how to best reach us.
Best reach us? Okay, try the phone line, call or text, 904-891-3680, call or text. You can, if you're local especially, go to SCULPTAFIT.com if you want to reach out, get in touch with the team, get yourself a free personal training walkthrough session and or complimentary class session, to join a class, see what it's like. Or if you just want to take a baby step and come in for a studio tour, meet Nikki, meet the other coaches, meet me if I'm here that day. If you don't want to meet me, you can tell Nikki, I don't want to meet Joey. Like, no men allowed, then I want the rule to stand. No men allowed in the women's only studio. You know. If you're long distance, you can do the same things. You can come check out everything I told you about, but you're better off going to fitnesstraining.live, sign up for all the freebies. Let us know on social media. You want the link to the Weight Loss and Wellness for Women video channel on YouTube, or you can go to YouTube and just search it. If you search Wellness and Weight Loss for Women on YouTube, you will see us come up there. Probably we're in the top 3, 4, 5 results now, because that was just a generic term until we set up the channel. We'll come up there. You can also find a lot of my freebies as well by going to joeyatlas.tv. joeyatlas.tv takes you straight to my YouTube channel, or you can search Joey Atlas on YouTube. You'll see my channel come up in probably the top 2 or 3 results. And that's it. The point we're trying to make is that we have lots of freebies to help you. If let's say you're a studio client watching now, which we love that you're tuning into us, it means a lot. Make sure you share this with other people in your life, whether they are local or on the other side of the world or somewhere in between. Share this good material that we're putting out there. We put at least from start to finish 5 or 6 hours into making each one of these episodes. It's almost like a full day of work for some people. We don't expect to get paid for this. What we want to do is help people, and eventually the goodwill will come back, the karma comes back. But we need you to share. If you found any bit of value in this, whether you're listening or watching on video, think of at least one person. If you have 10,000 to share it with, awesome, and share it with them. Spread the word of goodness, spread the word of an easier, more sane way of doing your fitness, nutrition, and wellness. And it helps us propagate the message, and whoever you share it with is going to love you too for sharing it. So I think I covered all the different ways to get in touch with us, contact us, get our freebies, come in for a free session. If you're long distance and you're like, all right, the free stuff is good, but I want more. I want to buy the home gym system. I want one of you guys to coach me long distance because I can't hold myself accountable. Then reach out. We gave you all the ways to get in touch with us. Come find us on social media. Come to the website. We'll tell you how you can get on the next production run buyers list, placing a pre-order for the home gym system, unless we have any all ready to go if you're watching this in the future. We can also give you details on personalized, long-distance, one-on-one remote coaching and guidance to help you get you where you need to be. And I think that's it.
I think that's it.
We're good to go.
Yeah.
Good? Oh, wait, one last note. This is good. I almost forgot this, but I was in here. I've been doing some of my training sessions in here in the studio using the model that we're selling to end users, just because I wanted to get out of the house and start using this more and using the studio on the off times. So when there's no classes, when there's no personal training going on, I've been sneaking in here, doing a little bit of work, getting my work done, and then doing my training session, which I might actually do right after this, after we clean up. Yesterday, I did lower body using the SCULPTAFIT Home-Gym system and the open space you see behind us, and I tweaked a few things. I did a little experimentation for some of the next videos we're going to be making, and I'm going to stand up on video, but on audio, picture me standing up. I am sore right now, literally from the top of my hips and glutes into my toes, in a very good way. Not that I killed myself or my knees are hurting or my hips are hurting or my back is hurting. Just with body weight and band training, my muscle fibers were so stimulated in that 30-minute session yesterday that I've got everything sore the way I want it to, in a way that feels good. It feels like I'm doing the right things. It's the feedback loop, to the brain telling me, yeah, yesterday was an awesome training session. You're doing the right things for me. But I wanted to give people who are watching or listening some context. Yeah, we get sore sometimes, but we do it in a way that we're not trying to get sore. Getting sore is not the point.
Right.
The point is training properly, and when you experiment, do some things a little differently, we're developing some new programs for the new personal training videos going in the portal. We have different stimuli going through the neurons into the muscles, and it makes magic happen. So I wanted to share that, yes, even me, I still get sore sometimes, but I don't train to be sore every day. That's an old trainer's myth that you have to be sore in order for it to have been a great workout. You don't have to be sore all the time. I'm sore maybe 1 out of every 8 training sessions, simply because of variety, or I'll add a little bit, or I'll go a little extra, or I'll put a little extra into it. The point is, you're not supposed to be sore every single time. Right. If you work out and you're not sore, it doesn't mean you failed and you've done a bad workout. It's an old myth, a dangerous myth, and a harmful myth. So my point is, forget that myth and just enjoy the occasional soreness, especially when there's variety weaved into your program. The variety stimulates change, and your muscles will tell you that by being a little bit sore, or if you're like me sometimes, I like to go a little overboard because I can. I'm the one testing things out. You might be a little more sore. So that was a little tidbit I wanted to share as we wrap this up. And if you're listening, watching, we appreciate you tuning in. We love that you're spending this time with us. We hope we brought you at least some bit of value. And next one's going to be the magic number 8, the SCULPTAFIT 8, episode 8. 8 is a very special number here. If you look closely at the S logo, on camera we're holding up our shirts. If you're listening, you might see the logo on some of the marketing materials. There is a ghost 8. Is it a ghost 8? Can we call it a ghost 8?
I think we can.
You see the S, but let us know if you see the ghost 8 showing up now in the logo on the cam. 8 is very special. 8 repetitions is kind of like the theme of a repetition. 8 repetitions is what I've been doing for years since I started shifting away from all the hardcore stuff. And is there anything else special about the number 8?
We've got 8 stations, or 8 units in here.
8 units in here, and then 8 accessory units between the 8 units. So crazy 8s, or not so crazy after all.
We may need a special guest for episode 8.
That's a good idea. I think 8 may have a special guest coming on. Crazy 8 is going to have a special guest.
Crazy 8.
All right, mark that down. 8's coming up. Thank you for tuning in. As always, this is Joey Atlas with Nick Doherty, aka Nikki. Signing out, signing off. We appreciate your ear. We'll be talking with you on the next one. So as I shut this down, people on the live stream are still tuning in. You're seeing us take our mics off. If you have any questions, comments, or thoughts on the live stream, let us know below. Let us know where you're watching from. Nikki went back there because I'm going to train her right now how to shut this down, because it's a 3-step process. What you're going to do, Nick, is you're going to hit finish.